Hey, I'm live. I don't know how it keeps happening, but each day here I am. It's a couple minutes after 6. I apologize, but hey, it's been a tough weekend. I'm not going to lie. And here it is, just Sunday, another whole day to go. But I do have a happy little story to share with you. For those of you who watch regularly or join me for coffee regularly, good morning, everybody, first of all, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. Here I am in my studio, kind of stuffed up this morning again. So Christmas night, I got the word that my mother, 97 years old, in a home in memory care with dementia, was tested positive for COVID. Worst nightmare. She's 97. She's had a great life, but that doesn't mean she's not my mom. And it doesn't mean that I want her with me every minute I can have her, even if I can't physically be with her. So it got kind of tense. She was not responding to anyone or anything, not eating, not drinking, not walking, not talking. And for maybe the second time only, she really had no idea who I was and didn't perk up when there was a possibility of being with me like this, not in person, but on a screen, which she's kind of gotten used to over the last number of months. And we called a little family Zoom meeting, and everybody got together and said, well, this is the beginning of the end. And then I had a long conversation with the hospice nurse who said to me, she didn't even know my mother had COVID. And I said, what are you talking about? And she said, yeah, and you know what? It wouldn't matter. We wouldn't treat her any differently because her body couldn't handle any treatment we might give her for COVID anyway. And it turns out that if you have symptoms and COVID, you can't get the vaccine anyway. So COVID aside, what she explained to me is what's actually going on is that this is end of life for a dementia patient. If you remember from yesterday, my prayer, my dream was that my mother was free to go. We have no unfinished business. She has no unfinished business. She wants to join her love, my daddy. She's not wanted to be here on this earth for some time. So if this is her time, I released her. But I wanted her to go peacefully and gently and lovingly, the way she lived her life. And she was pretty miserable a few days ago. And of course, I had the wish that every child would have, and that is that I could have just one more conversation, one more minute with her, see her smile one more time, hear the words I wanted to hear, and say the words I wanted to say one more time. None of that looked possible, not yesterday morning. So, side story. I know I've shared this story with you before, but if you weren't listening on that particular day, this story will be new to you. I've always been little, and I've always had dimples, and the combination is cute. So my whole life I was cute, when what I really wanted, really desperately wanted, was to be pretty. Just once, for someone to say, you're beautiful, you're pretty. I wanted to be like them. I didn't want to be that cute little bouncy thing. I wanted to be that beautiful, beautiful thing. I wanted to be pretty. When I sang I Feel Pretty, I wanted to feel pretty. So one day when I was driving back to school, well, my mother was driving me back to college after a weekend. We were driving along the freeway and I said, Mom, do you think I'm pretty? Because all mothers think their little girls are pretty, right? No, no. My mother did this. She turned around and she looked at me, looked back at the road, looked at me again, looked back at the road and said, pretty? Well, I wouldn't say pretty, but you have sparkly eyes. And that became the joke of my family for the next 50 years. Sandy, no, she's not pretty, but she has sparkly eyes. So I lived with that and owned it for 70 years until at some point this year, one day when my mother's dementia was particularly strong, although she still knew exactly who I was, she just stopped and looked at me and said, "You're so pretty." And from that day forth, for like the last 3 months, every single time we got on the portal, the first thing she would do would be break out in this huge smile and tell me how pretty I was. And she would stop in the middle of my conversation with her and just look at me and say, "You're so pretty." I wanted to hear that one more time, but she wasn't talking. She wasn't eating. It was the end. I couldn't have that. And then I spoke to the hospice nurse yesterday, and she said, "Well, I was there in the middle of the night last night, and your mother's fever is gone." And she was resting very comfortably. She has no pain. She has no stress. She was very relaxed. She was just resting. She's just tired. I was in shock. I said, "Wait, the miserable, unhappy lady from a couple of days ago is resting peacefully? You're joking, right? That's like the best news ever." I said, "Do you think if they move the portal near her bed, I could sing to her and maybe she would hear me?" She said, "I think that's a great idea. Why don't you try that this afternoon?" So first of all, I owe all of you thank yous, because without all of your prayers and all of your white light and love and good wishes and good intentions, I have to believe that she would have continued to suffer. And she is not suffering. She is at peace. She's conscious. She's not all there, but she's conscious. And she's resting. So yesterday afternoon, I called the home and I said, "Do you think it would be possible? Like, I know she won't talk to me or anything, but could we move the portal closer to her bed?" And the young lady I was talking to said, "Sandy, I'm in her room right now, and I actually have her, she's on oxygen, but I have her sitting up in a chair. Do you want me to FaceTime with you?" Are you kidding me? More than anything, yes, please, please, please. And she puts the camera on my mother, who is sitting in a chair with oxygen, totally out of it, and says to her, "Fritzy, Sandy is on the phone. Look, Fritzy, it's Sandy." And I'm on my end going, "Mama, hi, Mama, it's Sandy. Oh, I love you. You're so adorable. Look how cute you are. Oh, it's so good to see you. Mama, Mama, hi." And she looks up, doesn't recognize me at all, and says, "Oh, she's so pretty." Yeah, I got all my prayers answered in one day. She can go. She can go with peace and love and light. and leave behind all of us who loved her so much. Oh, and P.S., I immediately called my older brother, who is taking this very, very hard. And I said, yo, you're not going to believe what I just did. I want you to call this number right now, ask for this person, and you can spend a minute or two with mom. She's not going to know who you are, but it won't matter because she'll know you're there and you can tell her anything you want to tell her. So do it now. So I got a text from my brother last night. He was so happy. And she didn't know him, just as we expected, but he said, just to say, I love you, Mom, and look at her, was so special. So I know it was from the connection, from reaching out to my community and your love and your prayers and your help. I can't say thank you enough. Yeah, today is a wonderful day. I mean, I even made some notes. It's National No Interruptions Day. I had a million interruptions yesterday. I'd love to have no interruptions today. Let me just read the comments real quick. Give me a second here. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, you're watching from bed, Henry? Get up and get some coffee. Ooh, Opa's been up for hours already. You are so welcome for me sharing Fritzy with you, and I can't thank you enough, all of you, for sharing your love and your prayers with me and with her and my family. And I'll keep you posted on how things are going. I asked him, is this going to be like years of this or months or weeks, or are we talking days, or are we talking minutes and hours? And I was told that based on what they'd seen before, we weren't talking decades for sure. And we could be talking days. We could be talking days. So keep those good thoughts coming. And let my mother go gently into the night. Or as my friend Lynn told me yesterday, and Lynn, you be healing yourself. As my friend Lynn told me, Ram Dass said, actually, all we ever do is walk each other home. I'm going to leave you with that thought. I love all of you. And I'm a very, very happy lady today. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.